Welcome back to Up Front and our look ahead to the big political year. We're talking with Patrick Marley, state capitol reporter for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, and J.R. Ross, editor of WisPolitics.com. Thanks, guys, for being with us. Let's continue and talk about the voter registration case. Patrick, you've reported on this. This is likely going to be played out in the courts over the next couple of months. Where do you see this ending up?
Well, it's a little uncertain right now because now it's playing out in both state court and federal court. In state court, it's got a clear path to the state Supreme Court. It's at the appeals court right now, but it will likely eventually get there. Unless something happens with this federal court case, which is very new, the federal courts could take it over. There could be a fight between which court gets it. So the end is a little uncertain at this point.
What type of confusion does this cause as we have a number of primaries, not only primaries, but the general election coming up in 2020?
The concern I've heard most from Democrats about these kinds of things are that confusion at the polls and lines at the polls. Their worry is that, particularly in urban areas, which tend to vote Democratic, you're going to have people show up who were pulled off the rolls, didn't realize it, maybe don't have the proper forms to get re-registered at the poll, have to go home and grab something. So, it's not worth it, I'm going home. Or there's a long line at their polling site because there are a lot of people re-registering, and they say, I don't have time, I have to go to work, I can't do this. In a state that was decided by less than 22,000 votes in 2016, it's a worry of any time you put pressure on those precincts in Dem areas that if they don't turn out the way they want them to, it could hurt in some way.
Well, the flip side of this is that it is a year before the presidential election. There's some state elections between now and then, but there's lots of time for both sides to contact these voters. There's lots of time for people to re-register. You can do it online. You can do it in a clerk's office. You can do it at the polls. And so, if this were happening a month before the election, it would create much more potential problems than it is a year away.
Yeah, to that, Republicans have come out and said, listen, the judge is just saying basically follow the law. This is starting to gain some national attention. Wall Street Journal editorial board saying, weighing in, calling it the voter theft. That wasn't. I mean, in essence, does this automatically turn into a political conversation?
Everything's political in Wisconsin. But with this, if you're a Democrat, it's one more thing on the to-do list ahead of the 2020 election. So you're trying to identify your voters, make sure they're motivated, get them to go out the polls. You add to that list now, are they registered to vote, and do you have to do anything with them to help them get re-registered?
To that, let's switch gears and talk about the DNC coming this coming summer. How big of a deal is this for Milwaukee and for Democrats nationally?
Well, it's a big deal for Milwaukee just to be put on sort of a world stage, attract attention to maybe a city that sometimes has a not great attitude about itself, to tell the world all the good things about it. Politically, it's helpful. Obviously, part of the reason Democrats picked it is because Wisconsin is such an important state. I think every little bit helps either side, so it probably helps Democrats a little bit. I also think that can be overstated. It's not like because the Democrats have the national convention here, all of a sudden they win in November.
There's some candidates who at least have talked about behind the scenes that they're kind of hoping for a contested convention here in Milwaukee. Is that a possibility, and what does that do to the conversation? Anything
is possible, and it plays in Republican hands because the Republicans have talked about for the last however many months, they want to see crazy on display in Milwaukee. They want to see the fringe of the Democratic Party talking about fringe elements, protests in the streets. They want to see a disorganized convention. They can go back to blue-collar voters in rural Wisconsin and say, look, this is what nominee X brings if he or she is in the White House compared to Donald Trump and what you know. They want to see that kind of a brokered convention in chaos because they want to offset the image of this strong Republican Party with Donald Trump, you know who he is, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, how do Republicans respond? I mean, they're not going to sit back during the week that all of this is going on in Wisconsin, I'm assuming.
No, I mean, this happens every cycle with, the one party is a little bit in a backseat, and then they get their own convention where all the attention's on them. The Republicans will be doing everything they can to draw attention, like you say, to what they see as internal divisions within the Democratic Party, and just trying to sort of throw spitballs from the bleachers. Democrats will do the same thing when the Republicans are in Charlotte.
What's the importance for our Wisconsin Democratic delegation during this convention? Do they have a sense of responsibility and pressure to kind of showcase Wisconsin and the Wisconsin Democratic Party to the national stage?
Well, I mean, for Milwaukee in general, it's a chance to prove you belong in the elite of big cities in this country to pull off an event. That's that. For politically, it's an opportunity to kind of fix the air of 2016. We've heard the joke a number of times about Hillary Clinton not coming here. This is it's symbolic in some ways. We're coming to Wisconsin, Democrats are saying. We're going to be here. Our nominee will be here. We're not going to forget Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. There's a symbolism to coming here. And also, I mean, Tom Perez has talked about this. It's not just about a convention. It's about building infrastructure in Wisconsin that can compete in 2020. So we'll know the day after the election if they were right, but they're promising us they're going to build a world-class infrastructure in Wisconsin and fix the error of 2016.
All right, guys, time for another quick break. When we return, more talk of politics, the race for state Supreme Court. Do people even know there is one?